Our trip to the United States took a very dark turn. I'm from Belgium and have traveled a lot with my parents when I was younger. When I was still together with my ex-girlfriend, we traveled a lot as well, but neither of us had been to the USA. So we told this to a befriended couple, and a few beers later we started planning a trip to go on together, because another mutual friend was studying in Philadelphia for a year, and we might as well go visit him. First we went to New York and Philly for a few days, then took a plane to LA, rented a car and took a road trip through Cali, Nevada, and Utah. During this road trip, we'd often laugh about some of the dumb stuff we'd heard or seen people do in America. We had a bunch of jokes about people in smaller villages and all kind of crazy stuff they might do. We had just been to Sequoia National Park, and we were looking for a place to spend the night and eat because it was getting late. Found some old farmhouse where we could stay in one of the fixed-up cabins and asked the old lady who rented it to us where we could go and eat something. Mind you, this little town was called Pinehurst and had an extremely low population. She pointed us to the Pinehurst Lodge, which was basically the only restaurant, bar, or store for miles. Went there, ate an amazing meal, and decided to grab some drinks afterwards and shoot some pool. As we were playing pool, this old giant approaches us, wearing a jeans shirt that said George W. Bush, picture of an eagle. He had a bushy mustache, looked very tough for his age, and we thought he was going to give us trouble about using the pool table and laughing too hard. He is to this day one of the kindest people I've ever met. He asked if we were having fun and if he could join us. He bought us moonshine, which we obviously thought was hilarious, and we bought him a few beers as well. Had a blast the entire evening. While we were playing and drinking, the phone behind the counter kept ringing, but none of us were paying attention to it. By 11:30 p.m., all of a sudden, a woman comes barging in with a gun in her hand, looks at us and stomps over. I felt myself getting nervous and getting ready to react if I had to. She stops behind our new friend, grabs an empty beer bottle and smashes it on his head. We were all perplexed with what happened. She proceeded to shout insults at the man and started hitting him. He calmly tells her to relax, turns towards us, shook our hands, told us that if we ever came back to be sure to let him know so we could hang out again, and then went outside with the woman. As we stood there, still trying to understand what just happened, the woman at the bar just shouts to us, "That's his wife. He's a bit of a social butterfly, and she had already called 10 times to ask when he'd come home." We thought it was pretty cool and all, so we told her, "Oh, okay. We're just going to leave as well then. It's getting quite late." "Oh no, my dearies. It's best you stay a little while longer. The shouting you hear outside is still them arguing, and I can tell she's quite pissed at you guys because she blames you that he hadn't come home yet. And I have to say, it wouldn't be the first time she shot at someone for keeping him too long at the bar. So best you stay a little bit until they leave." So we stay about 30 more minutes, all the while they keep shouting outside. Then we hear a car start and see a white truck speed off. Within seconds, we see a second truck speed after the first one. This was in the mountains with very narrow and bendy roads. Both cars just leaving at an insane speed, we hear the bartender say. "She drives our children to school with the bus, you know." This would never happen in Europe. We 100% would go back to Pinewood Lodge in a few years. Do you guys think we should have taken more action in that situation or just played it cool? Like and subscribe for more stories like this.